All right, we are back. Modern Hippie Girl Podcast, episode 3. What are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about one of the other major contributors to women having hormonal imbalances, which is our gut. It's not going to be a sexy episode, not that the other two were, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to get into the nitty gritty and we are going to talk about what you guys can do, how it is affecting your hormones, and how you can utilize tools right now to get to a better place. And what happens when your gut is off? It's not just stomach aches and gas. There are major breakdowns if your gut is not on point. So let's get into it. I don't know about you guys, but I have always struggled with my gut. And I know some people are like, I've always had a strong gut. I can eat whatever I want. It's rock solid, blah, blah, blah. But here, let me tell you one thing that will tell you right here, right now, if you have a gut health imbalance, that has nothing to do with how your gut feels. If you suffer from anxiety, that is your body telling you that you have a gut health imbalance. Boom! Sorry to burst your bubble, but you thought that you had a rock solid gut, but you actually probably don't. Let's talk about it. We have a bunch of different factors that are going on all the time in our gut microbiome being one of the biggest key factors. So in our gut microbiome, it is basically the epicenter of how our gut functions. We have good bacteria in our gut and we have bad bacteria in our gut. The more junk food that we eat, non-clean sources of food, acidic food or drinks, and alcohol that we consume, the more that feeds our bad gut bacteria and doesn't let our good gut bacteria thrive. We need our good gut bacteria to be thriving. That is the key to having a healthy immune system. I think we know this. And then also having the correct signals going from your gut to your brain. So there is something called the gut-brain axis. What this is, we've heard this a million times, right? Your gut is your second brain. It's actually kind of, I want to say your first brain, because it really does call the shots, okay? When your gut is on point, it is traveling up and it is telling your brain the correct information to go through your vagus nerve, which we will talk about. And your vagus nerve touches every single organ in your body, which in turn is your endocrine system, which is your hormone system. So if you see that pathway, when your gut is not firing on all cylinders, it is unable to travel up and tell your brain the correct information to tell your nervous system and your endocrine system. This is where we start to have our organs start to break down, our hormones to start be out of balance, and we just start to feel off. So that's why it is so important to keep our gut health in check. So how do we do that? Well, like I said in my last episode, we need to manage our stress. Our stress is going to cause us to, like I said, not send any energy to breaking down our food. We need our body to break down our food properly because that's how we make it absorb nutrients. And we'll talk all about nutrient absorption, polyphenols, all of the things that we need for our body to thrive off of to heal. But if you're not getting if your gut is not doing what it's supposed to do to make and absorb nutrients, your immune system is not going to be on point, and then you're not going to send the right signals to your brain to give to your hormones and your organs and your vagus nerve and everything that you need it to communicate with. The other thing that is a major contributor to our gut health being off is taking prescriptions, NSAIDs, which is Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen, things like that, antibiotics. All of these kill our gut lining. And so if you don't know much about our gut lining, it is essentially like a cheesecloth. If you put something in it, liquid is going to get through, right? But the majority of the stuff that's inside of the cheesecloth is not. That is essentially how our gut lining works. But the more that we have put bad food in our stomach and contributed to having more bad gut bacteria, the more that those little tiny holes inside of a cheesecloth become more looking like Swiss cheese. Okay, now these holes are huge. What's the problem with that? When that happens, things that were not supposed to cross the barrier of your gut lining are now able to cross that barrier and go into your bloodstream and into your body. This is where we start to feel like crap, because things that were not supposed to get out of our gut have now gotten out into our body, and now we are feeling inflammation, joint pain, headaches, feeling all kinds of different pains, I will say, because those are all pains in our body that we didn't feel anymore. That's where we start to get inflammation. And the only way to tighten those back up is to eat clean. Because every time you eat clean, you are sending your body signals and giving it information with the nutritional components of your food, right? Like when you eat a blueberry, it's going to have a bunch of antioxidants in it. And so your body takes those antioxidants and it disperses them into your body to be utilized to support your immune system. You eat an orange, it's going to give your body a bunch of vitamin C to support your body, to give your body health, right? Food is information, and we'll talk all about that in the nutrition episode. But if you think about it, what is the information that your food is giving your body if your food is not clean? Not very much, right? So then our stomach starts to break down. We get dysbiosis, we get leaky gut, we get IBS, we get constipation, we get diarrhea, we get all of the things, all of the symptoms that we are constantly struggling with as women. More cramps during our periods, diarrhea during our periods. We also get anxiety, like I was just saying. Our gut is so important to keep on point. So this is why when I was going through my trial and error that I decided to stop drinking, because I was eating clean, but I was still drinking because I was like, oh, well, is it really that bad? I mean, I'm eating really clean and I'm drinking alcohol that has no chemicals in it, no pesticides, no herbicides. It's all organic. I mean, can it really be that bad? Yes. Like, yes. It is killing our gut microbiome. So when that happens, now you're not getting the correct signals to give to your hormones, and now our hormones start getting out of whack. We all have felt all the symptoms of our gut, of our hormones being out of whack, right? Bad PMS, bad periods, bad cramps, stress, anxiety, depression, fatigue, inflammation, headaches, joint pain, basically not being able to sleep. I can go on and on and on. All of the things that we suffer with as women are because our gut health is off. It doesn't matter how long your gut health has been off. You can always jump in and start to heal it. Obviously, some are going to take longer than others, but there are things that you can use to support your gut, right? So, for instance, you can start taking aloe shots, and aloe shots are going to be really healing for your gut lining. You can start obviously eating clean. You can start taking different probiotics. Obviously, not all probiotics are created equal. Some are way better than others. People's gut health issues are different. So different strains of probiotics are going to be beneficial to different people. Prebiotics are going to be crucial because prebiotics are essentially what your stomach wants to eat to run optimally. So think about prebiotics as food for your stomach to run optimally so that it can break down the food that you're eating to give your body nutrients. So prebiotic foods and prebiotics with your probiotic are key. You can eat prebiotic foods, right? Kimchi, sauerkraut, you can drink kombucha, kefir. I love water kefir. I am not a big dairy person. We're going to talk about dairy and gluten in a second and gut health. I found a water kefir company. I will link them in the show notes. They're amazing and it's helped my gut so much. But you can have regular kefir if you want to. And putting these foods in your daily routine are just going to help your gut heal that much faster. And then there's the other parts of your gut being off where you start to have acid reflux, you start to have gallbladder issues, liver issues, because your gut and your liver work hand in hand, and then it affects your kidneys. So keeping your gut in check is so important. The reason that I bring up gut health so quickly is because if you can work on your gut first as the thing that you're focusing on the most, you will see and feel the most change the fastest. Because even though we're working on our stress, it's going to take a minute, right? Because we've been in chronic fight or flight mode for a while. But if you start to do the correct things for your gut, you're going to start to feel those instantly. So the ideal potty schedule is what we'll call it. You should go at least once a day, if not up to 3. It should be solid but soft and brown. Not hard, not runny, solid but soft. I know that so many women struggle with constipation and with diarrhea. The biggest contributors to this is eating gluten and dairy. The gluten that we eat right now is not the gluten that we ate 100 years ago. Glyphosate in our food should be illegal. It is killing our gut microbiome. So if you can eat organic and not have gluten in your diet, you will see a transformation not only in your gut health, but in your anxiety. So I know a lot of women, probably men too, struggle with being gluten-free. Because I think most women think that in order to be gluten-free, I have to switch to all gluten-free foods. And I'm here to tell you that is not what we are talking about when we are asking you to go gluten-free. Those gluten-free foods did not exist 100 years ago, okay? When I'm talking about eating gluten-free, I'm talking about eating foods that naturally do not have gluten in them. What are those? Foods that either came from the earth or eat from the earth. If it wasn't alive at one point, it should not go in your body, okay? There's a difference between highly processed food and processed food that we eat that is okay for our stomachs, that is gluten-free. I would say if you're being told to eat gluten-free, do not buy a product that has ingredients that's more than a couple ingredients and it says gluten-free on the box. Because that means that it was made in a lab with a bunch of crap, and that is contributing to your gut health issues and your inflammation. And if you have a thyroid issue, please just go the natural gluten-free route. Stop eating foods that are gluten-free on the box. I'm sorry, you're not going to get bread anymore. You're not going to get tortillas anymore. You're not going to get any of that stuff anymore while you heal. You're not going to heal in the same environment you got sick in, okay? We have to change our mindset and start thinking about what we need to do to make the changes to heal. Like I said, this isn't forever. Like if you do my program, you know, in phase 3, I teach you how to eat clean for life. So that you do get those things back. You do get tortillas and bread and all that stuff back, but you've done the work to heal where those things aren't going to affect you anymore, okay? The other thing that you need to cut out is dairy. And look, I get it. Women love their cheese. Love it. But holy guacamole, dairy is one of the number one reasons that we have hormonal imbalances besides being on birth control and stress. It is not worth it. And I know you're going to be like, I beg to differ. I love my cheese. I'm not giving up cheese. I'm not giving up dairy. I challenge you to give up cheese for a month and see how much better you feel. In my program, we do not eat gluten and dairy because you cannot heal if you're eating gluten and dairy. I'm not saying you can't lose weight. I'm not saying that you can't have change. I'm saying that you cannot heal your body by addressing the root cause and eat gluten and dairy. You have to eat clean. Gluten and dairy is not clean. Okay? What is clean eating that your gut wants to have? Fruits, vegetables, protein, whether it's vegan or lean meats, nuts, seeds, legumes. The only additional foods that I will say are okay for you to have is like brown rice, quinoa, maybe aramath, maybe black rice. There is a really good organic, naturally gluten-free oat, like oatmeal. But if weight loss is your struggle, do not eat oatmeal. It is so high in carbs, like so high in carbs. If you stick to eating that kind of stuff, you are sending so much information to your stomach to heal itself. You will feel so much better so fast. Every single time women start my program, by day 5, they're like, oh my gosh, I already feel so much better. And I get it. Giving up the things that you are so accustomed to, I get it. You guys heard my story. I was trying my hardest to find the things that I could have that I used to have so that I could heal and not have to give up the things that I loved. It didn't work. It was trial and error, and I was stopping and starting and stopping and starting, and I would lose weight, I gain it back. I'd lose weight, I feel better. I get into a place where I was like, oh, I feel better. I can do everything I want again. And then I would get right back to the place I was before. You cannot heal if you are constantly going to be putting in the stuff in your body that you were before. So having your gut on point is not only going to help with your digestion, it's also going to help with your fertility. Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? The Modern Hippie Girl Reset is a 3-phase holistic wellness program designed to help women reconnect with their bodies and create real, lasting health from the inside out. In this program, you'll get precise meal plans, hormone and gut healing protocols, stress management tools, blood sugar balancing tips, and an extensive holistic health education to help you keep your results for life. Plus, there's optional personalized coaching to support you every step of the way. If you've been feeling off, overwhelmed, or stuck, this is how we'll get back to feeling like your best self again. Check out all of our programs at modernhippiegirlwellness.com. I don't even think women understand this because it's not something that's talked about. But having any sign of having your period is a sign of hormonal imbalance. If you have PMS, if you have cramps, if you have heavy bleeding, if you have irregular periods, if you have period diarrhea, if you have ovulation that is not on point, all of those are signs that you have hormonal imbalance. You should literally not have any signs that your period is coming or that it's happening, except for the obvious, which is bleeding. Clots, obviously endometriosis, PCOS, infertility. But I'm talking about like the small ones, the ones that we were always having, that we were like, oh yeah, PMS, cramping, having bleeding, oh yeah, like that's a period symptom. They're not supposed to happen. Okay. So if you can heal your gut, it's going to send the correct signals to your hormones so that your periods and your reproductive system have the capability to get back on point. Having dairy is going to hinder that. Having gluten is going to hinder that. So this is why I say gluten and dairy is not allowed in my program. And I get it. I get it so hard. But you are listening to this podcast. You are asking me questions in my DMs. You are struggling because obviously what you're doing isn't serving you. So we have to flip the switch and do the opposite. Okay? The only reason I say that brown rice and quinoa are allowed, even though they are processed foods, is because I will give you specifics on how to make sure that you're buying the clean version. So you can go to the grocery store and turn all the boxes around and see the ingredient list. If you see a bunch of words you don't know how to pronounce, or there's just a lot of ingredients in it and it's brown rice, that is a clear sign that it is not a clean source of food. Now, if you go and turn the box around and the ingredient says brown rice and maybe water, it's going to be a clear sign that this is clean because there's no additives. There's no crap. And all those additives and all those words you can't pronounce are a bunch of chemicals that were added in, a bunch of preservatives, a bunch of things that are contributing to our gut health, our inflammation, and our immune system not running properly. Okay, so when we do the episode on nutrition and eating clean, we're going to talk about how to navigate the grocery store so that you have all of the things that you need to heal your body. I want everybody to have good gut health because I think that we kind of don't even know what it feels like anymore because we've all been struggling with it for so long. So let's do the things that we need to do to heal our gut and watch the domino effect of every single other thing fire on all cylinders. I mean, we've seen, you eat a really heavy meal at the end of the night and you sleep like crap that night because your body is literally breaking that down while you sleep, sending all the energy to your food to break it down. And then if the food that it's breaking down to use this energy when you shut down at night, that is your time for repair. That is the time that your body repairs itself. If you just ate a huge meal that was crap and it's not giving your body any information or any nutrients, what a waste. You could have been giving it something that it could have been utilizing while it was repairing itself so it could actually have the capacity to heal you. Does that make sense? So I want you guys to learn the things that you can do so you can start to feel better and you can start to heal yourself. And at the end of the day, I mean, since it's a gut-brain connection, now your brain is firing on all cylinders. How many of us struggle with brain fog and memory issues? Hello, we have to have our gut health on point. So that's why I wanted to talk about it so soon, because if we can just focus on our gut health, your blood sugar is going to get better. Your stress levels are obviously going to get better because you have to deal with your stress. Your sleep is going to get better. Everything is going to start to feel better. You're going to start to lose weight. So many things. I struggled forever with gut health issues. And when my stomach started to feel better, I was like, why did I wait so long for this? How did I not address this earlier? This is like key, right? I mean, I'm so over struggling constantly with gut health issues. I can't eat that. I can't when I go to a restaurant, no, I can't have that. I don't want to say that anymore. I want to be like, yeah, let's go try that new restaurant and eat what they're known for because I've healed my gut and it's not going to affect me the way it was before, right? So we have to take a break, fix ourselves, and then we can start diving into eating all of the stuff that we ate before in moderation. Let's be conscientious, but you got to start somewhere, right? I hope some of these things were helpful for you. I do have probiotics that I recommend that are very, very effective. There's probiotics that have prebiotics in them. There's probiotics that are known for helping your body get rid of up to 70% of the glyphosate that's in your stomach, which is going to help it heal faster. There's different probiotics that are going to help with your good and gut bacteria ratio. There's ones that are going to help you heal your gut lining. They're all different strains that do different things. And it's just about knowing what you're struggling with and knowing which one is the most beneficial strain for that specific issue. Because like I said, not all probiotics are created equal. That is my start off with gut health. We will get a deeper dive into it the next time I talk about gut health, but I wanted to give you a foundation to just get started so that you could start the process of healing. Again, I am just a message away. If you guys have any questions, you can email me, you can DM me, you can put your questions in the comments and I will try to help you out. And if you are looking for solutions right now, I cannot recommend the Modern Hippie Girl Reset enough. You can go to any of my social media pages and see the testimonies of my clients and say, I want that. So I want to help you guys out. Just have to let me know how. Okay. that is it for episode 3. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!